Hey everybody, it's your girl Bondy Blue, and I want you to check out Bondy's Boutique and get some of my merch, y'all. I've added some new things like my mermaid cups and the mermaid tees, and also the Shake Them Tits mugs. All right, you asked for it and you got it. Check out Bondy's merch at Bondy's Boutique.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue, y'all. All right, so we back for Love and Hip Hop Reunion for season 8. Okay, baby. Let me just go ahead and get my glasses because I'm not even about to front and act like I can see all my notes. Okay, so everybody slammed Safari for not being there. We already know that Safari's gonna show up at the last minute. We don't know if it's because he was threatened to dear God by VH1 and Mona and everybody that was like, nigga, okay? You are contractually obligated to come in here and facilitate this fuck shit. Okay, now I personally understand why Safari didn't want to come through. He knew everybody was going to gang up on him the way they've done the whole damn season. And he also don't want to have to hear all of the negative things people have to say about Erica and how that will be filtered through anger of whatever situation they once had with her. We saw in a preview to next week's part of the reunion that Rich sickly ass is gonna leap over a fucking table to get the Safari, but you couldn't give Mariah Lynn half of that emotion. You know what? Let me just go ahead and keep going because they done made me mad. Sin said live and let live. And I'm like, I'm glad you feel like that now. I'm glad you feel like that now, Sin. It could have been that when y'all was on that fucking trip instead of your cooch getting moist by him bucking on Safari, so-called on your behalf. Child, I don't have time, but I will say I thought Sin looked cute. It was cute. She had the black dress on. She had like a diamond choker on, side pony. The dress is like black velvet or whatever. When they sitting down, sometimes I can't really tell, but I feel like out of all of the looks there, hers was one of the best. Joe had on a jacket and a hat. Okay, nigga, like what you want me to say about that? He looked cool as usual. Okay, moving on. So Kim has her love on top little suit on so she can announce the fact that she got knocked up again right before Juelz is going his ass to prison for 2 years. Meaning he's not going to be there involved in your baby's life at least for the first 20 months, 18 months. Okay, the baby gonna be a year old, bitch, and it ain't gonna know its daddy. But you know what? You decided to get your ass off birth control because you thought that was a good idea. Anything to keep that man, huh, bitch? You already had a ring that felt like that wasn't enough. You had to go ahead and get off the birth control so you can get pregnant by this nigga, even though he about to go to jail and leave you with the 3 children or the 2 children y'all already have. Am I correct on that? Really, Kim Bella? I mean, don't that seem irresponsible to y'all? Is it just me? I mean, I guess they got the means. I'm going to go ahead and move on. But Kim Bella, I would have liked your outfit if the whites had matched. Because the pants and the shirt, that white matched. And it had gold down the lines of the white pants. And then her white shirt had like all these different metallic colors in the collar and up and down, and for some reason that with the amount of boobage she has, like it just didn't look like she thought it was gonna look. And then her jacket was more of an off-white, more of an eggshell, not so much of a crisp white the way her shirt and pants were. So it just annoyed me. It felt like she was trying to put an ensemble together, but it was all mismatched, and I just kind of wasn't here for the look. We don't know what Juelz was doing. Somebody just told the nigga to wear whites, and he pulled out a white sweatshirt and whatever else he had on. But it was definitely a mismatch in what we doing here. Like, nigga, you couldn't find a pair of slacks and a white shirt to match your old lady. You had to have a sweatshirt on, my nigga. Let me move on, okay? Because he going to jail. He don't care. So we have to get on Yandy and Infinity, okay? Once we replayed it, I feel like Yandy already had gotten upset all over again once the scene aired. And she actually heard what Kim Bella said, which was, Yandy was fake as fuck for adopting or fostering in Infinity. And Infinity is still living with her. Yandy in her wet wig and that terribly, busy dress. It wasn't the look I would have liked for Yandy. I like Yandy. I like when Yandy does more simple looks and I hate the wet wig on her. I just don't like it. I thought her makeup was nice though. I thought the lace of her wig wasn't as bad as like Remy's. Remy's lace was terrible. Like it was too perfect. Nobody's hairline looks like that. Remy had way too much makeup on as well, to the point where it was discolored. And I wasn't favoring it at all. I thought that this is Remy. Remy, you've done way better before. Remy, I've seen you do better on Instagram in the past couple of days, bitch. Like, what is this about? The wig was just too far up off the forehead. You know, I feel like in the past she's had her wigs come down to make up for that huge forehead she has going on. I love you, Rem. But this is my job to critique these looks, and I'm critiquing. But I did like the emerald green sparkled whatever the shit she had on. I thought that color was pretty against her skin, okay? You know, just because we brought her up. But anyway, so like I said, Yandy still does not know what Infinity's story is as it pertains to her being in foster care for her whole life or not. She goes on a tirade about how she feels as if God has put her in this young girl's life to be there for her. Infinity didn't ask to come with her. She took her. I'm like, bitch, that sounds illegal. That sounds like that's not something you would want to be proclaiming on VH1 on Monday nights at 7 p.m. But you know what? You go ahead and incriminate your damn self, okay? She says that she loves her, and with all the abundance she has, she wanted to share that with this young girl who did not have that. And, you know, instantly we have to take it to Maggie, who looks like she's your queen to be. A picture of perfection to be used at your discretion with the outlet for your direction. Your queen to be. That's what she looked like. Ooh. That's what she looked like. Okay, I thought her makeup and her wig were cute. Her dress seemed like it was a bit much. It looked like, you know, 2007 prom. I'm out here because my mama let me have as many cutouts in this dress as I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, once again, somebody that could have done better but instead decided to go early 2000s prom on us. But you know what? Because I feel like that's what Yandy was giving. Yandy was giving that as well. And I also feel like she could have done better, okay? You should have done better. Who dressed you, bitch? All right, look, they didn't give a fuck about Yandy. Look at the way they dressed up for this show. You know that's fucked up, ho. I tried to make it go. Y'all don't know how this is, okay? When you're doing this shit off the top of your head like this, y'all don't know. Anyway, y'all. So when they started to ask Maggie how she felt, Maggie instantly starts to cry before she can even get it out. And she explains how when she was a child, her friends, her mom's friends, tried to take her in, but she would run away. And it's just nice to see this situation actually work out for Infinity. And then we get to Mariah Lynn, because Mariah Lynn has some things to say as well. And I felt like Mariah looked really pretty, y'all. Of course, it was an Angel Brinks overdue per usual. This is more so like 2015 prom. But you know what? I thought that Mariah looked very pretty. And there have been reunions in the past when I have wanted more for her when it comes to the wigs. And this time, I feel like she looked really cute. She looked really cute. And no, I am not going to glaze over the fact that she called Rich my nigga. And we don't really like the fact that you Puerto Rican, non-black Puerto Rican bitches say nigga. But you know what? I'm not about to get my pressure all upset about it. I just know you're not in my presence. You might be on my television, but you're not in my presence. So I'm going to go ahead and just move on. But please believe I noticed it. And we'll get to that scene in a moment. So, what's next? Yes, Mariah. Mariah said that she instantly called and apologized to Yandy about the situation because she didn't want Yandy to, you know, feel no type of way. She don't know Yandy like that, but she knows how it feels because she was put into the system and she knows what it was like to have somebody take her in. And, you know, as soon as shit got rough, that person up and disappeared on her. And y'all, I felt so bad for her when she said that, especially when you know what Mariah's life has been like as far as her mother having a drug problem, having to take care of her siblings. And let me tell you something. Do you see next episode? And I feel like that's what I saw. I saw Nia Lee opening up her mouth to say, oh, I didn't talk about your crackhead fucking mama. Let me tell you something. We too grown. And we too aware of what these types of things have done to us now that we've become adults. For your big bird ass to stand your jolly green giant ass. Sorry, like just try to find every Bigfoot motherfucking synonym I could think of right now. Because even though Nayeli look gorgeous in that light pink and that really nice full wig, bitch, you got me spitting. I really liked her look. But what I saw in that fucking preview with her bringing up Mariah Lynn's mom, that shit gonna make me mad. Mariah Lynn has so many other things about her that you could rib. You do not have to throw her mama being a crackhead in her fucking face as if that's something that makes you better than her. As if that's something to make fun of. When Mariah said that shit about being given, you know, back, that just made me feel some type of way, okay? I just really felt some type of way about that. But she now calls and checks on Infinity and Yandy every other day. And I think that at the end of the day, Mariah Lynn might be on bullshit ever so often. But I think she's a good person. And I think she's a real person. I really do. Like, out of everybody that has been on the show, these birds have come and gone, Mariah has really tried to have some type of growth about herself, and I appreciate that. So Mariah Lynn, even though you think it's okay to say nigga, and I will pluck you to dear God, okay, if you were in my presence. I mean pluck, I mean knock your fucking ass across the room, because you that small, so it won't be that hard. Like, you 5'1", bitch, I'm 5'2", but you like 99 pounds, and I'm like 150. So, yeah. Okay, please believe the leg strength is real. You can swing fast, but if I fuck you up once, it's over. I don't like that. But at the same time, I do recognize that Mariah Lynn is ignorant, and I don't necessarily think that means she's a racist or a bad person. Y'all know they just feel like it's okay because the black folks they done grew up around have made them feel like it's okay. Okay, we ain't those black folks over here. All right, we don't like that shit, but I know some people who do, y'all. But anyway, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm getting all into it, but y'all know there wasn't much going on this damn episode. So then we got to get into Kimbella and Yandy. Even though we've discussed this already, Yandy decides to go the fuck off, okay? Because you said that I was a bad parent. It was fake as fuck. That not what she said? Her and Kimbella going back and forth. Jewels is getting involved saying that they either gonna make up or shut the fuck up about this shit, okay? The bitch is pregnant. We don't need you upsetting her and all of this over this bullshit y'all already talked about. Now, he didn't say all that, but that's what he meant. Okay? And Yandy is not really giving a fuck right now. Yandy starts to go down the list of all the things she's done for Kimbella that have not been broadcasted on television or online. So to say that she only does things for clout is fucked up. Kim is sitting up there acting like she doesn't understand what Yandy is talking about. I've done things too. I've done things for you too. That's not the point. The point is you say she only does shit for clout, and she's trying to prove to you that throughout your relationship of having children together and Mendice's going to jail and babysitting and being there for one another over the past 10 years, there's so many things that she's done for you that nobody knows about. So to then say that she fake as fuck for adopting or fostering Infinity is some fucked up shit to say. And the fact that she never really fully took responsibility and continues to say that she didn't talk about the children. Yes, she didn't call the children nappy-headed little bitches or something like that. No. But what she did was insinuate that Yandy would be callous enough and fucked up enough to not really care about a teenage girl who is going through some trauma and bring her into the household with her two small children who can likely be, you know, innocent bystanders in some bullshit. Okay? So yeah, I understood where Yandy was coming from, and Yandy was doing a lot, and I felt like she needed to calm the fuck down because y'all done already had this conversation. Like Remy said, when you got the call that that bitch was getting married, you was happy and through the roof for her ass enough to be there in her wedding regardless of any situations that y'all have had. Y'all have made up about this shit again. It's obvious that there's love here. Can we please get past this shit, okay? Kim, who is having a hard time apologizing because she feels like she's done it already, even though everybody is like, bitch, would you just apologize already? Say you sorry, ho. And eventually she was like, I didn't, you know what? I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry, Yandy. I'm sorry. And she's smiling and shit, and it almost seemed like she's only saying sorry because the crowd has kind of bullied her into it, but whatever. And Yandy says that she can't speak on how she feel right now because there's just way too many emotions. Okay, way too many emotions. Y'all, I just got a new nose ring. I'm trying to get trying to get used to it. That other one had to go. So I'm just trying to get used to it because this one is a little bit bigger. Anyway, moving along, y'all. Jewel's going to jail. Okay, the kids have never been away from Jewel's for, you know, any more than a couple of months, and this is going to be difficult. For 2 years, he's going to be around his 3 kids and the one that's coming, and he won't be there for the baby's birth, and that's just really hard for him to think about right now. But I'm sure it'll even be harder once he's in jail and he has to be in there for 24 months. All right, Pap says that, you know, they can take your body, son, but they can never take your mind. And I'm just like, Pap, what's up with that haircut, Pat? Pap, I'm just, I don't know what's wrong with Pap's haircut. I also feel like, nigga, we know your head big. Where was the hat? Where was the hat? He always wears a hat. Where was the fitted? This is Love and Hip Hop, nigga. You can definitely wear a fitted with a tuxedo, okay? Like, this is Love and Hip Hop. Nobody's gonna say anything about it, all right? But goddamn, it was almost like the nigga started to have like a bend in his head, like the circumference of the earth or some shit like that. Like a horizon over this nigga's head. And I just don't see that a lot in that way. Like a real horizon where you can't see it right here, you can't see it right here, but when you get right here, like, I'm sorry, y'all. Pat Boost's head is fucking huge, son. It's huge. But you know what? God made you, and you a good black man, and the size of your head don't matter. Okay, I'm sorry I had to say it though. Okay, so Yandy talks about how she dealt with Mendeecees going to jail. They lied to the kids. Everybody lies to their kids. Daddy's going to school. Daddy's going to work. You know, daddy's on the farm. You know, whatever. It's your choice whether you want to keep it 100 or not with your kids about, you know, where their father is. I personally feel like the pain of them being gone is the same, so I don't understand why lie. But then to protect their innocence for as long as you possibly can, because once the realization that their daddy is in jail sinks in, that's going to have some effect on how they think about where he is. So I understand why Yandy and them would lie, and it also makes me feel like, damn, Jewels, y'all should have lied to the kids. Like, god damn, they're gonna be like, is daddy hurt in jail? Like, just worrying about what his conditions will be like once they know where he is and they start to get older and come to the realization of what jail really is. But you know what? We're gonna move on. We gotta talk about Jewels finally proposing to Kimbella, and you know, everybody having negative things to say. And look, okay, I said just like everybody fucking else that it felt like he was marrying her because he knew he was going to jail. And yes, that might not have been what y'all wanted to hear, but when a man, like he said, is a Harlem nigga or a Brooklyn nigga or whatever the fuck he called himself, wherever the borough you from, nigga, I guess y'all don't marry people in that borough. Okay, fine. They don't have marriages down there. He never saw himself as the marrying type. So you put that along with the fact that Kimbella has been happy to be just your girlfriend / baby mama for the past 10 years after giving you all these children and shit. You just, you know, he's going to jail, and it happens to just be happening right when he's going to jail. Not even a long engagement like people normally do. You know what I'm saying? It just really makes you feel like he was doing it because he wanted to be able to fuck on her at some point. Because we know when men are married in certain prisons, they are allowed, you know, conjugal visits for their wives to come in and have sex with them from time to time to keep the rape quota down. Okay, so this is what happens, and nobody's mad, you know, about that fact. Like, that's a fact. That's fine. You gotta do what you gotta do. Y'all was gonna be together anyway. Y'all been together all of this time, so it's not like I don't feel like y'all don't love each other. It's annoying for a nigga to want to marry you because he's about to do, you know, hard jail time versus marrying you because he's going to be able to be with you for the next 2 years without interruption. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes it feel less loving. Okay, I'm sorry. And that might not be y'all situation, but y'all on reality television, and Kimbella, you've been on reality television for as long as this fucking show has been on air. So please, 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 spare me with the, you know, oh, people were talking bad about us. Like, surprise, surprise, surprise. Okay, but y'all got married. Y'all say y'all happy with one another. Bitch, you pregnant. He about to go to jail for 2 years like Mazel Tov. Moving the fuck along. Sydney Star. So y'all, we get into Sydney Star and her deciding to transition at 14, them showing a picture of her when she was a teenager. And Sydney Star had a really cute face. Like, if you were just looking at her face and not her body, you would not know that that was a little boy at that time. Like, really feminine eyes and facial features. And, you know, Sydney says that she's been wearing her mom's, you know, shoes and wigs, her swimming wig, okay, exclusively the swimming wig, for as long as she can remember. And she decided to start transitioning like 2 years after the picture. So I'm guessing when she turned 16, she started to take her, you know, hormone pills and start to transition so that she could grow into having a more of a womanly body, which is, it's really the best way to do it when you're a teenager, when you're still growing, because you don't want to grow into a man body when you get, you know, 19 and all of that. You've kind of grown into your man body. Okay, and then it's harder for things to have softening and curvature, and then you're too wong fu, and you don't want to be too wong fu. Okay, you want to be posed. Okay, you want to be Sydney Starr with the softness and the curves and the confusion. Okay, with, I mean, not her confusion, but our confusion about knowing, because you don't necessarily know by looking at her at all, and I think that's the point. Good job, bitch. Okay, look, so we talk about her and her trying to rap and the people that were helping her. And, you know, Rich enlisted Nia Lee. And then Nia Lee had to deal with Sydney Starr's messed up attitude, her not wanting to change, not wanting to take advice about her look. She thought it was just going to be about her raps. And nobody helped her with that except for Mariah Lynn. And then when Mariah Lynn came along, Rich was bothered by the fact that Mariah Lynn came along and all of this. So y'all know Remy is the resident, you know, battle rap extraordinaire, okay? Because if you don't think her songs on the radio were that great, I think she has some good songs. But I also feel like Remy's strength is the fact that she was an excellent battle rapper. And I wish that she would do a Queen of the Ring with somebody on her same stature. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know how crazy it would be to watch like Nicki Minaj and Remy Ma and some other female rappers do like a battle? Oh, that would be so sick. I would pay to see that shit. I would pay to see that shit. But them bitches ain't gonna never be down for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't gonna never be down for that. You wish that they would, but you know it ain't gonna happen, so you can only dream. But Remy says that she didn't like Nia's rap, and she also don't like the, you know, always gotta tell everybody about your penis and all of this shit here. Like, she didn't think that was cool. She feel like she need to tone it down a little bit. And Sydney seems to be moved to tears from the advice that Remy gave her. And, you know, she feels great about that because Remy said, you know, Remy's influential as the fuck. Say what you want to. Okay? But that bitch had the discolored bang first. Okay? Alright? If she hadn't went to jail, maybe her style wouldn't have got stolen. But you know, some people like to look to other people for inspiration. But Jonathan felt as if Sydney shouldn't tone herself down. He loves the I have a dick, so let me suck a dick line in her music and everything. And here's the thing, Jonathan. You're not even a regular gay dude for like all intensive purposes. From what we heard from Anais, who disappeared off this season, y'all done worse shit. And y'all done worse shit together. So that makes me feel as if you've done some strange shit in your time, which makes you feel comfortable with those types of lyrics. But everybody ain't on that level. And if you actually trying to reach the masses, you need to come back a little bit with this shit. Because it's not like nobody's trying to tell you to get rid of who you are, but you could stop dressing so slutty. Like any young girl who grows up to be a grown woman eventually stops dressing like a slut sometimes. Like, it's not always like that, especially when you dress like Sydney with every, you know, not only is it short and tight, but you gotta have spaces cut out of every fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, people do mature out of that type of dressing sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. And I feel like that's not a lot to ask from somebody who wants help on how to get into an industry. Like, if you want people to buy in, you have to kind of, you know, put some sugar on the shit first, okay? Like, I'm just saying, like, it's not a real comfortable situation for a lot of people listening to hip-hop music. So you have to kind of make it a little bit more universal first. And then you can hit them with the "my dick is bigger than yours" lines. Okay, we'll love it. We'll love it. All right. But there's nothing wrong with following Remy's advice, Jonathan. You're a gay man, so you can do it all of the crazy shit that you want to. But when somebody is transitioning to be a woman and they've let everybody know that they still have their shrimp, like, I mean, I don't know what you want from people. Like, I don't know what you want from people if you're not gonna meet them where they at sometimes if you're trying to get into this industry. I'm just saying, everybody that comes into this industry has to change something about themselves in one way or another once they get into the industry. They even cleaning the shit up, getting teeth fixed, having nose jobs, getting better wigs, getting in shape, getting a trainer, getting somebody to help them speak better for interviews and shit like that. But there's always some fixing that's gonna take place when you're trying to get your stardom popping, all right? So Jonathan, you can roll your eyes all the fuck you want to, but every female that you've done makeup for has done something to change up what their original situation was. Okay, like it is what it is. So then we move on to Jacquay. When they asked Jacquay, you know, what made him want to get involved with Sydney, and he was like, well, you know, when Rich first came to me, you know, I thought it was one of, you know, these Erica Mena situations. He didn't say that, but that's what he meant. Jacquay, let's talk about this suit and then the holster with the little purse on the side. What was that? What was that? First of all, why was the jacket so tight? First thing, jacket was tight as fuck around your arms. When did you buy it? Did you buy it like a month ago and you gained some weight? What happened? That jacket was too tight. And then for you to have the holster on it with the little purse on the side, I just felt like there was so much going on that was unnecessary. But you know what? For all intents and purposes, my nigga, you look good. I'ma just go ahead, cut it and leave it right there. Sydney Star, I feel like Sydney Star's dress was a little bit you know, on the line of how she dresses, but not as revealing. You know, of course you got your sleeve and everything, but the dress was long sleeve and it came all the way, you know, down to right above her knees, so it wasn't like her ass was out. It was rhinestoned, it was a dark color. The fishnet stockings are what took me out. Like, I just was like, you had to slutty it up a little bit, didn't you? I'm sorry, y'all, but fishnet stockings are trashy as fuck. Like, they have their moments where they work. In this moment, with that type of dress, with the you know, the rhinestones and then all of the shit, the glitter that was going on that dress, to have those stockings on, yeah, no, I'm saying no. Okay, get out of here with that shit, bro. Anyway, so Jacquay speaks on how she had a real grind, you know, and they ask Sydney, what did she feel from each person? Like, who was the most influential in helping her? Because Mariah Lynn came along and helped her with the record and everything, you know. And when Mariah Lynn was talking about, like, oh my God, how terrible her rap was, I felt like everybody was trying to shade Mariah Lynn, like, bitch, your raps ain't that great neither. But I still feel like they're better than hers, my dear. They're better than hers. Like, at the end of the day, Mariah Lynn be giving y'all little bops right quick, okay? Don't act like we wasn't singing, I was a hoe and I'm admitting it because I did the shit. Like, don't act like we wasn't saying that shit like it wasn't a bop. Like, get that girl her just due. She may not be your favorite rapper or nothing like that, but she's consistent as fuck. She's consistent and she comes out with songs, y'all. It's not like she just out here calling herself a rapper and only put out 1 or 2 songs. That girl be doing her thing. So you gotta give her a little, you know, a little pats on the backs or whatever. They asked, why was Rich upset when Mariah Lynn was brought into Sydney's meeting? And he was like, it wasn't that it was her, it's that it was anybody. Because now I have to curtail the way I speak to you and I want to go in on your fucking ass, but I don't want to embarrass you in front of her, so I'm not about to do all of that. So now I'm even more aggravated and annoyed about this situation. Okay, Rich, we got you. We understand that. But then Mariah Lynn has to let us know the truth about what the relationship is and shit. This was the most tea spilled on the entire episode, because they asked, you know, well, the streets have said that you were pregnant for him, and she was like, no, I'm not pregnant for him. He had a vasectomy once he found out he had diabetes for health reasons. So that's not a possibility, but we are very much in love with one another. I love him very much, and you know, we're talking about having kids and maybe reversing that. And when all he heard was vasectomy, and Rich was like, Like, nigga was bugging out but wasn't saying nothing. Like, he just got up and walked away and left her hanging with her talking about their relationship and them being in love with one another. And I felt so bad for her. I really did, because you know Rich is still fucking her. You know it. He's been fucking with this girl on and off the whole time she's been on the show. And she said herself that Rich and I have had a relationship for 8 years on and off. And he can leave and walk away and try to play me and all of that, but I don't feel embarrassed. The truth is, we gonna get home tonight and it's gonna be I love you and I love you and all of this shit. So then Nia Lee pops up and says, stop embarrassing yourself. You embarrassing yourself talking about, oh, we gonna get home and it's gonna be I love you. You sound stupid. And I'm like, bitch, if you don't shut your Pepto-Bismol looking fucking ass up right now, bitch, looking like the Easter Bunny, bitch, please stop. I'm sorry, you cute as fuck, but I have to rib you right now because I feel like nobody needed to tell Mariah Lynn she was embarrassing herself. She already felt like she was embarrassed when she just put all of that shit out there and he got up and walked the fuck off stage because he don't want people to know that his old diabetic ass ain't out here knocking hoes ovaries off and giving babies to him. Nigga, you ain't popped up with a baby since the last one you had. And she grown. So why is it now an issue when it's obvious you ain't out here having children? Rich, it's obvious. You fuck nothing but young girls and nobody has gotten pregnant. You can't tell me you ain't out here, you know, putting the rubber on every time. You can't tell me that. So I don't like the way he left her hanging. I don't like the way Nia Lynn jumped in. When he walked off the stage, after Nia Lee said what she said, Mariah Lynn got up and she walked off stage. She went backstage looking for him. She was like, really, my nigga, you gonna play me like that? You just gonna leave me hanging? This girl gonna tell me I embarrassed myself? We talked about this and you said I can say what it was. Like, I know she shouldn't have said my nigga. I understand that, y'all. That's not gonna make me not feel bad for her as a woman. To watch her up there pleading for this nigga to tell the truth about what the fuck they say to each other behind closed doors, and he's just standing there looking at her. The executive producer of the show, I always forget homeboy name, but he's in equal ownings of this show to Mona, from what I understand, or at least executive producing. And he came in and he was like, you know, she's obviously heard about this, Rich. And Rich is just standing up there fucking looking. So Rich goes back on stage and says, you know, Mariah Lynn stays backstage and he says, I didn't mean to leave her out there like that. I was just shocked by the wordage that she was using, meaning he was mad that everybody found out he had a vasectomy. Like, nigga, you old and you was sick. Like, what? Nobody cares. Nobody cares, my nigga. Like, I don't know what the issue was, but he says he did not mean to leave her hanging like that. He means to, like, you know, make her feel bad. He loves her to death. And, you know, that's all he said about it. And I still feel like you could have kept it more 100 with that, and you could have apologized to her for making her feel less than, because you obviously laying up with her and you've been laying up with her. But Mariah Lynn is one of them women looking for daddies in these niggas. That's why she even fucking with Rich. And of course, Rich has done things for her, like got her on this show and probably helped her in her career in one way or another. And I'm sure when they're together, Rich old butter on her inside ass has a way of making her feel like he loves her and that she's special. So I'm not about to get up here and tell her stop embarrassing yourself when that nigga lying, and you can tell because it's written all over his face. And I don't think that Nia Lee or anybody else needed to stick that knife in any further than it already was in. She already felt some type of way. All of that other shit y'all did was unnecessary. Okay, so then we get to Joe and Sin, and Sin talks about how she was afraid to admit she had postpartum depression because being a Latino, you know, being from the same environment as black people, we don't agree with, you know, psychiatrists. We don't go to mental health therapists, you know. I mean, we're getting better with that shit. You know, obviously we're getting better with it because it's being talked about more on our platforms where we listen, you know. Nia and Yandy talk about how they went through postpartum depression as well and how hard it was for them, so it made Sin feel like she wasn't alone. Then they asked Sin about how family felt about the revelation of her being molested at 5 years old. And she said she talked to her mom right before the episode aired. And her mom was, you know, really distraught about it and wanted to know when and who and what and everything. But she told her, look, at the end of the day, I'm good. I'm all right. I went through something. It wasn't your fault. And, you know, I'm better now. Sin also says that they went ahead and got a nanny, and that what really touched her is when the nanny came to her and told her, you will never have to worry about me hurting your child. You will never have to worry about that. And that made her feel more secure in the decision, because she needed help, and also because she was so scared that somebody would do the same thing to her baby that had happened to her. So yeah. Y'all, then we got to get on what happened in Costa Rica. And I feel like Sin and Joey are still not being clear on what happened. All they say is there was a breakdown in communication, and sometimes she wants to act like the 26-year-old girl that she is, okay? Then we get to the proposal. They have not set a date yet. They don't know what the hell they want, which makes us feel like we'll give it 3 years. I hope they don't break up, even though they pissed me off at the end of this season. I hope they don't break up, because you know, they have that beautiful baby together, and I think they make each other happy, and I'm happy for that. But I just don't know if they gonna ever really get married though, you know? Like, niggas will stay engaged forever if they're allowed to. So we'll see. I don't think Sin will let him get away with that. I think she'll have a problem if he tries to postpone it for too long. So then they get on the Costa Rica trip, and Joe feels like the guys made the trip. And Juju was like, okay, don't get ahead of yourself. Like, y'all didn't make the trip. I thought Juju's makeup and hair looked very pretty, but I don't know how I felt about her dress. Like, it looked like it was cute, but sometimes I feel like they do way too much for these reunion shows, and then some people don't do enough. And then some people are just all around tacky. That's not what she gave, but she gave me, I don't know what's happening here. I just know it's all one color, and that's good. So I'm not, you know, like, but there were a whole bunch of like disconnections for where the dress met in certain places, and I guess that's, you know, that's the style, that's the design, but it was hard to tell what it was with her sitting down in that way. But I think her makeup and her wig were pretty. So moving along, they discussed all the fun they had on the trip, the zip lining, the surfing. Mano really enjoyed the surfing. And then we gotta get into Safari and everything that went down with him, and he hasn't been there the whole time. So then we see security and everybody backstage moving around. Oh, we gotta get ready, Safari's coming in. So yeah, that was the reunion part 1. I can't say I was entertained. I mean, I feel like I entertained y'all in this review. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And come back for Love and Hip Hop Miami.